The night air was thick with tension, carrying a faint chill that seemed almost alive. "Please subscribe and watch this horror story," a voice echoed faintly, as if teasing the edges of reality. Deep within this story, the real terror was about to unfold. Two lifelong friends, Yogesh and Aman, had always shared everything, or so it seemed. One evening, Aman arrived with a stunning sight, a woman adorned in bridal attire. Yogesh froze, shock written across his face. "Who is she, Aman?" he asked, disbelief shaking his voice. Aman's smile was nervous, but filled with a strange warmth. "This is Tanya, my wife. I got married." The words hit Yogesh like a punch. "Married? You never told me." Aman's explanation poured out quickly, almost hurriedly. He had met Tanya during a work trip to Guwahati. She was an orphan just like him, and something about their encounter had blossomed into love before either could fully understand it. "I just wanted to share my happiness with you in a simple way," Aman said, his eyes pleading for understanding. Yogesh didn't respond immediately, anger and disbelief wrestling inside him. The next day, Tanya was in the kitchen preparing breakfast, lost in her thoughts. Aman approached her quietly, teasing, "Oh, you were so absorbed in cooking that you didn't even notice me." Tanya smiled, unaware of the dark twist fate had planned for them. "Pack quickly," Aman said, urgency creeping into his voice. "We're leaving for Manali." Tanya's eyes widened. "Manali? Why?" Aman's reply was light-hearted, yet carried a strange undertone. "For our honeymoon, my love." Little did they know, their journey would take them far from the comfort of happiness and into the heart of terror. They arrived at a farmhouse nestled between towering mountains, a serene paradise that seemed almost too perfect. Tanya's joy was palpable. "I've always wanted to come to a place like this," she whispered. Aman grinned, returning with food while she went to freshen up. But the calm shattered. As Tanya removed her jewelry in front of the mirror, she saw it, a black shadow, scorched and twisted, staring at her from behind. Panic gripped her as she turned, only to find the figure directly in front of her. She couldn't scream. Terror had stolen her voice. She collapsed unconscious as Aman returned. His concern was immediate. "Tanya, Tanya, what happened?" he cried, splashing water on her face. Then it happened. Tanya's expression remained disturbingly blank. Slowly, her lips curved into a horrifying smile. She clawed at her own face, blood welling up, yet she continued to grin at Aman. "Tanya, what are you doing?" he whispered in disbelief. Then, with a shock that rooted him to the spot, she placed a severed finger, her own, into his hand. Aman recoiled in horror, throwing it away. "Whose finger is this? What have you done?" Her voice trembled with eerie delight. "It's mine. I knew you loved me enough to recognize it." Aman shouted, bewildered, as Tanya laughed maniacally and ran from the room. Her laughter echoed, bouncing off the walls like a sinister melody. She moved like something not entirely human, her body twisting unnaturally, her head turning in impossible directions, her limbs bending like a creature from the darkest nightmares. Aman pursued her, horror-struck. "Tanya, what are you? Stop!" But the Tanya before him was no longer the woman he loved. She crawled on walls, leaving streaks of blood in her wake. Her nails dripped crimson, cutting deep into the plaster, as if marking her path of chaos. Aman's heart raced. "No, this can't be my Tanya," he screamed, fear clawing at his throat. The scene escalated into a nightmarish spiral. Tanya, or whatever had possessed her, attacked with terrifying strength. Aman tried to reach her, but she struck him away, his head cracking against the floor, blood seeping from the wound. Yet even in this carnage, she laughed, grotesque and haunting. Her hands moved like wild, inverted limbs, crawling towards Amun with deadly intent. Desperate, Amun tried to fight, but Tanya's fury was unstoppable. She grabbed a knife from the dining table, slashing at herself, her blood painting the walls. Amun, despite his fear, charged to save her, only to be cut and thrown aside. Tanya's screams, half human, half monstrous, echoed through the farmhouse. Every corner of the room seemed to warp under the horror of her presence. Finally, Amun collapsed, broken and bleeding, clinging to the remnants of hope. I should never have brought you here," he whispered, tears mingling with blood. Yogesh, who had been trying to reach Amun earlier, was left in disbelief at the horror unfolding. The farmhouse, serene by day, had transformed into a playground of nightmares, where walls dripped with blood and shadows moved with malicious intent. Yogesh realized he had to act. "I won't let anything happen to Amun," he vowed, driving through the night towards the farmhouse. The air thickened with dread, each step amplifying the suspense. Inside, Amun's lifeless body and Tanya's unearthly form turned into a nightmarish tableau. The farmhouse was no longer a haven, but a trap, a cursed site where darkness reigned. By dawn, the farmhouse bore witness to the grim aftermath. 3 lives were claimed, leaving Yogesh with only fragments of hope and terror. Amun's father, Inderpal, faced the consequences of past greed and fear, realizing that the sins of the living could not undo the horrors that haunted the departed. The story closed on a chilling note. Human jealousy, unspoken truths, and vengeance could birth monsters more terrifying than any ghost. So, as you sit there, remember, every shadow could be watching, every whisper could be real, and every unexplained chill might just be the beginning of your own story of terror.